Did you see what the state of Oregon did? We've been so into the Trump-Biden race, you might have missed this, and I don't want you to, because I totally agree with what the citizens of Oregon did. They voted 56% in favor of what was called Measure 110. This is where they decriminalized drug possession, including tough drugs like heroin and cocaine even. It just takes it from being a criminal charge down to a traffic ticket. So they're still going to get some money from this. Now, this is wise on a couple of fronts. Number one is because these drug possession charges and making it a crime simply do not work. I've never understood the reason for these things. If it's meant to discourage drug use in some way, we know for a fact does not work. But the reality is Americans will never, ever, ever learn the lesson that just because you make a law or a regulation does not mean it will change a person's heart or behavior. We are the country that actually not just made a law, an amendment to our Constitution to make drinking alcohol illegal. And of course, we repeal that, which is amazing to me. How we ever did that, I'll never be able to explain. But obviously, it didn't work. Alcoholism became an even worse problem. And plus, you added a whole new layer of crime and legal craziness on top of it. So fortunately, they overturned that thing. But we never learn a lesson when it comes to government. So here we are. Now, let me give you a second reason why you don't want to have these ticky-tack drug charges. Not just that they don't work, but also, do you realize the money that taxpayers are putting into this ridiculous game? So imagine the guy, he's doing a line of cocaine, and some officer sees him. So by the way, we're paying with our taxpayer dollars for police. So they go spend their time on this. They throw this guy in their car to arrest him. The car is paid for by taxpayers. Really nice car, too, with all that special technology equipment. They run off to a police station, which is paid for by taxpayers. And there'll be people there to book this guy, also paid for by taxpayers. All the equipment paid for by taxpayers. They may even put this guy in jail, depending on his priors. And we're going to fund all of that, too, including all the room service tied to that. And then he's going to be given a court date, but of course he can't afford his own attorney, so we'll provide him one, a public defender paid for by taxpayers. Goes to a courtroom, also paid for by taxpayers, and the staff, the court reporter, the security paid for by taxpayers, also the prosecuting attorneys paid for by taxpayers, a judge paid for by taxpayers, sitting behind a desk that's nicer than anything I've ever had in my life, paid for by taxpayers. Are you picking up something here? Are you getting this message? I wish the whole country would do a law like this and that Americans would learn that just because you have a regulation or a law does not mean it's going to change behavior. And every law, every regulation that's passed, we have to pay for the enforcement. Wake up, America.